spread all over the world. And yeah, Rob Mack opened it up internationally this year, so there's 3 Australians actually in this, and every one of them running at the front. 0.8 of a second cover the top 6 riders here. Tommy Bridle tends to ride to learn as he goes, so expect Tommy Bridle to get to the front, even though he's on the second row.
Away we go then towards Redgate for the first time. The youngsters on their way down. This is the Virgin Mobile Cup. Who's going to take it into Redgate? They're all very close indeed, and it's so key. Cold tyres or not as hot as they would be. Clouds in the distance. Let's hope it doesn't rain in the middle of this one. Down towards Cranus for the first time. Got to be very careful tipping over to the left-hand side here, making sure you get this right. We saw 6 riders go down in Supersport in practice alone. These boys have got to get it right, and they've got to keep that adrenaline under control. And for me anyway, it seems that that's the hardest part of all of it. They've got a great bike, they've got a massive crowd, they've got to be careful.
For the young years though, they are incredibly mature, and you can see Billy McConnell, he's in 3rd position. He's on the Animal Dunlop bike. It's the only bike that's a different colour. Of course, the other bikes are all red with Virgin sponsorship, but the championship leader always runs the Animal Dunlop bike, and you see Billy McConnell in 3rd position. A good start for him.
Yep, talked to his sponsor from Tamworth Yamaha, and in fact he came in to get a bunch of leathers and get himself fitted up, and found himself riding in this very quickly, and then found himself staying with the family that gave him the leathers and the chance to ride in the championship.
He does. Billy McConnell works for Tamworth Yamaha and stays with the family. Does, and a lovely kid as well. Ian Lowry in front, however.
Yeah, Ian Lowry got the whole shot without a doubt. McConnell still in there, but Jenkinson got a good start too. Roberts and Bridewell both up there as well. Pollock just behind them in 6th place.
Adam Jenkinson unfortunately went down at the last round at home, but Adam Jenkinson, a 3-race winner from last year. He did the championship last year. You can see just getting into lead there at the Melbourne hairpin.
Jenkinson just going into the lead, and we were waxing rhapsodic about this youngster, and we were talking about the style that hadn't been seen in the British Championship for a long time, and everybody's saying that really Jenkinson's got one of the smoothest styles of around.
He is a lovely rider, a double British mini motor champion, came to the R6 Cup last year, obviously a bit tall and lanky for mini motors now, but doing a good job.
No kidding.
We've always, at Sky Sports, big fan of Adam Jenkinson, and he's returned to form. The last 2 or 3 races have really been going well. He had a run at the front at Oak Park, unfortunately went down in the closing stages, but he's away at the front, and quite a big gap at the moment in R6 Mobile Cup terms.
Well, the front 2 are really pulling away. That gap is actually more than 0.2 of a second, and well, it is between the leaders, but it's almost a second down to 3rd place. Lee is in 7th place. Brightwell's dropped down to 8th. Rose is 9th. Cummins is 10th. Anthony and Whitman are the top 12.
It really goes all the way to the line, although these 2 guys pulling away at the front, Adam Jenkinson and Ian Lowry. Billy McConnell hanging on. He really has to do a bit of a damage limitation job. A couple of podium positions would get him that championship, but he has to keep his eye on the guys behind him. You can see number 70 there.
Dark clouds gathering in the distance in the Leicestershire countryside, and I hope that doesn't come before, because it really is pretty treacherous on road tyres out here at Donington Park. It's not the grippiest of circuits, is it?
It's certainly not in the wet. Very grippy when it's dry here, but these guys, they're on sticky Dunlop D208 tyres, so, and of course they only got 1 tyre, so if it rains the race will carry on. If it pours down, the race will still carry on. It will go to race distance.
Big weekend for Dunlop, of course. They brought the great legend Murray Walker, my hero, here, and we saw him on the grid, but you know, Dunlop really celebrating here. They've got a lot of guests here, and it's a big weekend for them.
It certainly is. Yeah, we're humbled in the commentary box when Murray Walker is
we're in the presence of greatness.
A few miles of us, yeah. But yes, yeah, Dunlop making a big effort, and they brought all the top management from Europe to Dunlop to Donington this weekend, and of course in race 1 in Superbike they justified their presence.
Well, Jenkinson may be leading, but we've got a 12-wheeler behind it. Look at this.
We certainly have. Right behind them there, Tom Grant and Brendan Roberts. Brendan Roberts, the double race winner this year already, another Australian, great mates with Billy McConnell, but of course also vying for this Virgin Mobile R6 Cup Championship.
It was interesting. I was asking what the interest in the Aussies was over here, because I said, well, what experience have they had before? And he said, not a great deal. All 3 of the Australians that are in this championship have not had that much experience, but they're showing some pretty good experience at the moment, and look how close they are at the moment as well.
Yeah, well, they got some negative press beginning the season because they were winning, and a lot of people were saying, well, why should they be in a British Championship? But of course they raised the game, and the Brits reacted, and I said, well, that's good, they can raise the game, that shows how fast the bikes can go, let's have some Brits to beat them, and Tommy Bridewell reacted well to that and did the business, so I think it's a good thing. And these guys, I mean, look at the Australians we've had here in the past that have been successful. Troy Bayliss, Carl
Chris Vermeulen, just downstairs.
Christopher Vermeulen, Casey Stoner, they've all come and used their championships to go on to greater things, so why not our guys? Why not can our guys do the same?
I say bring it on. Chelsea Football Club, you know, that's
Bring
exactly why you think Lampard's as good as he is. It's a football thing, it's a motorcycle thing, anything you like.
Exactly.
Jenkinson, Larry, McConnell at the moment, though.
Yeah, look at Gregorio Lavia and Ryuichi Kinari. They've come here and they've showed the pace that is possible. So if our guys can match it, then they're every bit as good.
3 laps of the 12 gone then. It's pretty tight at the front, and there's certainly nobody making too much of an inroad. Jenkinson looks good, but of course he really isn't in contention for the overall title at the moment anyway. It's got to be between Billy McConnell, and that's why we're watching where McConnell is. He's down to 5th at the moment. Bridewell's about to see if he can catch him himself, just behind in 6th.
Well, the warning signs are there. Tommy Bridewell just stuck in the fastest lap of the race, 1:39.7. 1:39.4 was pole position. Brendan Robertson pole position. So Tommy Bridewell, he's on his way now. He's getting things sussed out and he's starting to stick into fastest laps. He's a very clean rider, very neat rider, 16 years old, the youngest ever Virgin Mobile R6 Cup winner.
It's all that good food his mum gives him, I'm sure.
Yeah, it really is, and I think there's a few Vivaldi potatoes go his way at some point as well.
I had some myself just last night, so I know he's got good fuel.
Well, his brother, Oliver Bridewell, he rides for Vivaldi in Superstock Championship.
Yeah, not much of a
Someone went off in the background there, or was that my imagination?
No, yeah, it does do that after all these years. It might do, Neil.
My eyesight's not the best at the moment, but I was pretty sure that.
And you were giving pillions this morning. That's a worry.
Oh yeah.
4 laps gone of the 12. Jenkinson, Lowry, Grant, Roberts, McConnell, and Bridewell in 6th place. Really, after 6th place, it's really not in contention. Jenkinson doing a nice clean job as he comes out of the foggy S's, goes through the gears, over the crest, and down towards the Melbourne Loop. One more time, number 11 against 17. How fit is he after that back injury? Because he was, well, he's pretty crook, wasn't he, as they say in Australia, to use that kind of expression.
Well, I think getting back to fitness, all these guys are athletes. They all train hard, they all work hard, and if you're going around at this pace, then your fitness is not far away. These guys, of course, had a race here at MotoGP this year. They did a round here. It was a support round, so they're one of the championships in the paddock have actually had some race testing here. Bit of a reshuffle there. You can see Brendan Roberts, he's managed to squeeze past championship leader Billy McConnell up to 4th position. Brendan Roberts, number 42, got a clear track in front of him. He's a regular rostrum finisher, so let's see if he can do anything with the 3 in front of him now.
Well, this is an important position for Jenkinson. He could get some valuable points. He's got 110 points, and he's just behind Ian Lowry overall in the championship by 2 points. There's Roberts, there's
Tommy Bridewell.
Tommy Bridewell,
you can see him just swinging out, looking for a nice line through there to get a nice drive through the old hairpin, try and grab some time on Billy McConnell coming up to McLean's, and I think it's worked. Maybe not in a position to pass him, but he's working hard. He's just sussing out where he can use his tyres best, just grab a little bit of time, and he's making inroads there into Billy McConnell. Billy McConnell out in the curbs there, pulling off a tear-off visor.
As a youngster, where can you really foul up? Where can you make a mistake and think you've got it, but you haven't?
Well, if you get on the grass, that's not a good thing.
That's rule 1.
Where can you foul up? You can get a bit brave in the brakes. You think, oh, I'm close, I'll just outbrake him here. Maybe run wide in the attempt, but you see Tommy Bridewell, Billy McConnell backing it in there to the S's, but Tommy Bridewell keeping everything in line, and I'm sure it's just going to be a matter of time before Tommy Bridewell squeezes through into 5th position.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is an interesting battle developing between Ian Lowry and Adam Jenkinson, because as I said, 2 points between them on the championship, and, well, almost nothing between them on the track at the moment.
Nothing at all.
Oh no! Just as we say that, somebody comes off at Melbourne. That is, sadly, Tommy Bridewell.
Well, that's the Mackenzie kiss of death, just saying how wonderful he was. It's a very rare mistake. Tommy Bridewell's a very smooth rider, very safe rider, but
that is a classic Melbourne fall. Well, on the power, a little early, boom.
It's very flat camber there in the middle of the hairpin.
Good boy, he held on to it. I love that. Didn't let go, did he?
He didn't at all, and you can see him just got on the throttle there when
the
tyre
away.
when the tyre was right on its edge. He just got on the throttle and just a tiny bit mistimed it there.
Well, he needs to see if he can maybe scratch out a point from this. He's down in what looks like 17th place possibly, but he's got back on. Brave boy that he is. And look at this, it's getting starting to get tight now.
That was an unusual pass. Brendan Roberts round the outside there of Tom Grant at the old hairpin there. That was a brave manoeuvre, but obviously very confident in the front end of that R6 Yamaha.
So Jenkinson, Grant now, Roberts, Larry, McConnell and Lee.
No surprise, Brendan Roberts just stuck in the fastest lap of the race. Ooh.
Oh, Cummins coming to an end quickly down at Craner's. Warm bottom.
Do you know, I'm seeing a bike coming apart there, but I'm also seeing Rob Mack's wallet coming apart as well.
Have you seen Rob Mack's wallet? Well,
oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, if you get the moths off, you're laughing.
Oh, and that's a Scotsman. Cool, you are brave. Then again, that's why you're a 3-time British champion.
Number 17, Ian Lowry down the inside of Tom Grant there.
I wonder why at this stage, halfway stage, are we starting to get the crashes? Are people maybe starting to get a bit more confident and realise that they've got to push? As Billy McConnell starts to do exactly that, getting a little bit too confident at the inside of the Melbourne Loop.
Well, he needs to, because he can see Brendan Roberts making his way to the front, and Brendan Roberts is a serious championship threat, as was that Tom Grant there that caught a bit of
Now let's just hope Cummins has got away from that position, because he's in a precarious position at the bottom of the credit curves, and here come the leaders into Redgate now, about to come past that last incident. But it's Jenkinson, Roberts, Lowry, McConnell, who really are nothing between them. Grant's there with them in 5th, and then Lee. John Boy Lee is in 6th place now. Down they go.
Brendan Roberts got a good feel for this Donington Park racetrack. He did run at the front. He finished 2nd here at the MotoGP round, and of course it was a 2-round deal, but the race was actually cancelled on the Sunday because of bad weather conditions. But Brendan Roberts looking really comfortable there, and I shan't say any more, otherwise I might
He'll tip off for sure. 2 seconds dividing the top 5, absolutely nothing between the top 2. Jenkinson has done a good job. Adam Jenkinson from Manchester has done a good job of just leading and staying cool, while all the others, it seems, have had a few moments. Luckily, just as I say that,
well,
he gets out to sea.
Shall we just stay silent?
Shut up, yeah. All right. Roberts now comes alongside him and in fact goes past him.
Well, that's all it takes, and
And so too does Larry.
And look at Billy McConnell.
Well, he's painting pictures again.
Adam Jenkinson, this happened to Alton Park. He went from the front of the race to 5th in a corner, and then fell off in the last lap. So let's hope that doesn't happen this week.
Down to the Melbourne Loop. Bridewell maybe looking up. Not Bridewell, I mean, I've almost said Bridewell, he's already gone. But Bridewell came off here, and somebody else having a little bit of a moment. It's just that way, isn't it?
It's tyre time midway through the race. These tyres start to slide around a bit, and the clever guys are able to adjust. Oh, Billy McConnell needs to stay in trouble.
Yes, sir, I'll have that with my lunch.
Excuse me.
Oh, and again, as they come out onto the main straight, they are just nothing between these top 5. Out front, Roberts has got through the shuffle, and he leads the way. McConnell is now 2nd, and Grant
Billy McConnell needs to keep his nose clean here. He's done a brilliant job. He's regained his composure. He's riding well, but these guys are all desperate for a podium. That's the trouble. There's 4 guys here on 2 podium positions. So Billy McConnell really needs to keep his nose clean. Keep things tidy. Keep everything in line.
Well, Grant is definitely the man on the move at the moment. He really is looking very aggressive. Tommy Grant, 29 points at the moment, but he could score a lot more and move up the table a little bit if he gets a good result and gets onto the top 3. And it's so important. It's mums and dads and everybody's involved. It's not a lot of money in comparison to, let's say, a factory ride in Supersport or Superbike, but it's a lot of money to spend on a 16-year-old boy. I mean, I used to get, maybe a packet of sweets. I didn't get a chance to ride on a bicycle.
It certainly is, but it's not a bad deal for a year's racing where you just turn up, ride the bike, everything's paid for.
The investment's the key. It's investment to get absolute and utter brilliant reward.
And the fact that we're here talking about these guys on TV, and they're doing a brilliant job. They are fantastic. Billy McConnell over the paint there at the S's. I just want Billy to settle down and just bring it home, but I don't think these 3 guys behind him are thinking that.
Billy McConnell sliding into the Melbourne Loop. Starting to go a little dark here at Donington Park. Let's hope the rain stays off. 8 of the 12 laps done. Roberts tips it in to Goddard's one more time. Goes slightly wider than the others.
Wide there.
Yeah.
Cost him some time, that did.
Well, we've got an Aussie Fest at the top, and look, that he is waving above to say that there's possibility of rain. I'm sure that's what he's saying. A few drips maybe at the bottom of the circuit, down at the old hairpin perhaps, but he was just waving. That was a definite indication to the skies to me anyway. But I don't speak helmet talk, you tell me.
Well, that spots of rain in your helmet's what's called mental rain. They're actually not making much effect to the grip out there, but it's very alarming when you get spots of rain. But normally these races will be run. If there's no time delay, if there's no problem with the organisers, the race director has to make the decision here. But at the moment, there's no red flags.
So you don't need an umbrella for mental rain?
Billy McConnell, the guy at the front's got the toughest job. When it starts raining, you're the guy, you're the pioneer, you're the guy out there finding out if there's any traction. That was a serious
the least of their problems at this point.
1st to 5th.
Fantastic. Well, Grant's in there.
He who dares wins at this point. If it is raining, it really is he who dares wins here.
Dan Adakopis, it was all going on, and once again Grant leads at McConnell though.
Well, if this race is stopped, it normally goes back
through there. We can see the whole of Dunlop as he turns sideways on his sponsorship. Let's have a look at Coppers here.
Billy McConnell up the inside of number 42, Brendan Roberts. Exchange paint there, sparks flying.
You better get your leg out of the way. He's taking it with him.
Well, these guys are best mates, so
yeah,
I would like to see what would happen if they disliked each other.
Is that how you and Whittam were?
A little bit, occasionally.
Fair enough. So then, it's starting to hot up nicely here. Well, the sun may be out, gone. Oh, somebody's gone wide. The sun may have gone. We may have a few drops of rain, but the racing is really hotting up now. As we get now onto lap 10. That's 70 leads. It's Grant.
It's a great thing about the Virgin Mobile Cup. Just when you think someone's got it in the bag, they drop back 5 places. Jenkinson did it at Alton. Jenkins has done it here. Brendan Roberts has now looked like he was away with it. Now he's back in fifth.
Yeah, Jenkinson looked to be so comfortable out front, and now suddenly he's battling for 4th place and not even maybe on the podium.
Yeah, it's just never over till it's over. 2.5 laps left.
Yeah, out of the old hairpin they go then. Hard onto the power, through the gears, 3rd gear, 4th gear, up the hill, jinking left and then right. Down towards McLean's. Big bump in the middle of McLean's as they come into here, about here, would you say? Got to be careful.
Not as bad as it used to be, but there is a bit of a ripple there as we saw Tom Grant.
Well, that's a bump to most humans. You're a bike rider, remember?
You've got your suspension working, it's not too bad. Okay. You can see a few spots of rain there on the camera.
Oh, again, very close there.
But it's so important to get close going around Coppers so you can get a bit of a slipstream. Brendan Roberts trying to get the slipstream there of Adam Jenkinson to try and maybe do an outbreaking manoeuvre into the chicane, but he's not close enough this time.
Virgin Mobile Cup, 2 rounds to go. This is the penultimate round. Points so important. And McConnell trying to take the championship, just as Tommy Hill has done, and so has Richard Wren.
Well, Billy McConnell's the man with pressure on here. He's the guy that's got everything to lose, and he's doing a brilliant job. He's regained his composure. He did a few dodgy rounds. Haven't been the results that he's wanted to have, and I know that he desperately wants to win this championship, but he wants to win it as a champion and riding at least at the front and certainly on the podium.
And how cool would it be to call up Australia at the end of the year and go, oh, by the way, I'm riding for Rob McElnay next year in a factory British Superbike team. It's kind of a little bit of a jump.
Yeah, Rob might need to practice his fair dinkum and his good days. Yeah, there he goes, right to the front, right to the championship leader, race leader.
So then, 2 laps or less than 2 laps to go. Somebody has pulled off there just before the Craners. Let's hope he hasn't dropped any oil, but he was offline, thankfully. So McConnell leads the way, but he's not for long because Grant comes up the inside of the old hairpin, nothing between them. McConnell turns it tight, away he goes. Great racing here for the Virgin Mobile Cup. We are in for a cracking end to this. Up towards McLean, 3-way battle now for the lead. McConnell leads it just. Grant's ready to pounce any time, and so too is Lowry. Ian Lowry in 3rd place, and that has given also Jenkinson in 4th the chance to catch up number 11. And don't count out Roberts, who's already led this race. He's number 42. We've got a 5-way freight train towards the Coppers corner and down towards the Dunlop Bridge for the penultimate time. This is going to be a cracking end. I'm going to stand up, I know.
Well, the action has made us forget a little bit about the guys just behind Roberts there. John Boy Lee in 6th, David Ante, another Australian, in 7th, Mark Pollock in 8th, and Alex Cammy there in 9th.
Well, we're about to see Leon Carrier next. Alex isn't going to have his day in the sun.
It's pouring with rain.
It is starting to rain.
It's raining.
No
Yes, it's raining at this corner. Look how slippy it is. I hope these guys stay on.
And this is more than mental rain, I'm afraid.
That is a tricky situation for these guys.
Now they've got to be so careful. We're really going to see the maturity of the good guys here. Less than a lap to go. They've got to finish it. But look how wet. We've got a storm going down here. These riders on the storm.
Every one of these guys having that twitch coming out the hairpin there into Goddard's now. This is a tricky corner.
Twitchy Chafiro, I think that's
the rain is pouring down at these guys. Have got a job.
Oh, this is awful.
I do not envy any one of these guys. I just hope
going into Redgate and Croners, I'm going to close my eyes. Anyway, McConnell leads the way just, but look, up the inside comes Grant. He is brave at this point. They are tiptoeing through the raindrops.
That's it.
That's a result. That counts back. I would say McConnell's the winner. But I could be wrong. But I'm glad they've red flagged that because, yeah, McConnell's claiming victory, and an important one, a massively important one. When he looks back at the end of Brands Hatch and he's sitting there with a gleaming red superbike and a handshake from Rob Mack, he'll be thinking about the fact that he didn't have to perhaps do that last lap. Quite right by the officials, quite right by Stuart Higgs and the boys organising it, because just too dangerous. And I'm so happy for him. Billy McConnell, his mum and his sister have come over especially to watch him race, and he mentioned he's being looked after by a special family at Tamworth Yamaha. And he takes the victory and the title ahead of Tom Grant, Ian Lowry, Adam Jenkinson, who had led, was 4th. Brendan Roberts, the fellow Aussie, was 5th. John Boy Lee finished 6th. David Anthony, 7th. Mark's former champion Tommy Hill, of course, guided him on the way. But in the end, it all went to Billy McConnell. The man from Adelaide in Australia with 172 points. What a chance he's got to ride on a factory Yamaha, following in Chris Vermeulen's steps, who came here, brought over by Barry Sheen. And now there's another one on the way. Billy McConnell, watch out for that name. Brendan Roberts, Tommy Bridewell, still one race to go. They're still battling it out for second overall, and that will be important to them.